Episode 41. We're here. British business is back.
Oh, yeah.
It returns for another week. We made it past episode 40.
Yeah, a good milestone.
I liked that episode last week because that was like a good little reflection moment. We've done a couple of those last few weeks as we've approached that.
Yeah.
That thing. So I think it's good to note that. But this one is quite an important one for our little niche industry. The title is Black Friday Burnout.
Yeah.
Is the sales hype still worth it?
Good question.
Yeah. So before we get into it, anyone listening, like, if you could do us a massive favour and just make sure you're subscribed on YouTube, or if you're on Spotify, make sure you're following the podcast, and or if you could give us a rating on Spotify, it's a big help. Just a little request, like, we'd really appreciate it. So what's your, when you hear the words Black Friday, how do you feel?
Excited, yeah, because that's when it typically goes off. Like, that is when the volume really kicks in. It's just a big shift overnight, isn't it? Because people associate the Black Friday with deals, sale.
Yeah.
I look forward to it. A lot of energy with it as well. How about you? What do you feel when you hear?
The same. My ADHD crazy brain is like, let's fucking go. It's gonna get gnarly. And actually, one of the things I love seeing is the operation break.
Yeah.
So where our operation kind of cruises into Black Friday, or it is doing at the moment, because we're recording this in October. It's not even broken a sweat.
No.
Like, the guys are just like, they're cruising. We've got our core team who are well rested. We've got the warehouse operatives who are floating in. They want more hours, so we're kind of like, they're ready to go. We've got Danny ops manager, so it's literally like the calm before the storm. We're still busy. We're doing like 50 grand days, 60 grand days, but
Nice.
it's like, oh, what's it going to be like this year? Because I think this year is the first year where they might have it might go smoothly.
Right, all right,
Whereas all the other years, the last 10 years of my life, Black Friday, I've been in the trenches that weekend. And I probably will, I think, for morale for the staff.
Yeah.
I think I'll probably get stuck in and we have a bit of a laugh, me and Larry in the warehouse. Larry listens to the podcast.
Yeah.
He's an Avenue 85 reject.
Oh,
actually.
I believe so, yeah. And you never let me forget that one, will you?
Yeah, one of my top performers, top guy.
I don't know what went wrong. What went wrong when he was at Avenue 85.
He actually...
He didn't get past the gatekeeper, I think, at ours. That was the problem.
Yeah. You don't want to say too much, but no. Larry, bless him. He when he came to me and like he started last year, he was like, good lad, like, but I kind of started referring to him as Project Larry. So bit of banter there, because obviously he knows he was an Avenue 85 reject.
Yeah.
So he went for an interview at Avenue 85, didn't make the cut, and then came to Hollands and. We've made him great.
I didn't have any hand in that, though, because I've met Larry since. I think he's a lovely bloke, and he's a top worker. Yeah,
top worker. But he's good. But people like Larry, it's like it's quite a good period of the year where it starts to get pressure for him. So me, Rob, and Sarah will flex in a bit during that period. And I said to Larry, because he reckons he's like one of the fastest pickers. Because in our warehouse, you got to pick the stock and then you pack it.
Yeah.
So he thinks he's pretty fast at picking. Now I will admit that I am not very good. I'm good at picking.
You might be out of practice now, though.
Yeah, well, this is great. So the gauntlet's been thrown down. I've challenged him, because I'm all about stamina and like longevity. Like I will outwork someone over a long period of time.
Yeah.
I've always been below average in everything in my life. But when it comes to consistency and discipline,
you'll turn up and do it.
I'll fucking do it.
And you just keep going for longer.
So my gauntlet's hilarious, because if we went like, who can pick the most items in an hour, he'd probably win that battle.
Yeah.
But actually, if I go, because Larry likes a break, he likes a fat break.
I bet, cup of tea.
He's a bit of like a racehorse. He's good in the race, but then afterwards it's like, what are you actually doing, Mr. Stallion?
Yeah.
So I've challenged him to a 12-hour picking marathon.
Yeah, okay.
Where we're going to come in, maybe, I've said 6 a.m, but I think because we've got night shifts now, like, we could come in at 4 a.m.
Yeah.
I'll make sure the night shift doesn't pack anything that night,
and
me and him will just have a pick off.
Yeah.
But it'll be a 12-hour pick off. But it's up to us individually if we have any breaks.
Yeah, fair enough.
So if he wants to have his fag breaks and his lunch break, he can do that.
Yeah, you'll work through.
I will just fucking keep going.
Do you know what you need to do? Live stream it on the
funny.
Matt Holland podcast.
Well, so I'm up for that. I'm quite excited about that, because last year I think they fixed the numbers There's another lad, Jamie, in the warehouse who kind of comes and does seasonal work in the winter in between college and stuff. And he's quite fast at packing, but packing is like I'm good at packing, I think. Like me and Rob, when it was me and Rob in the warehouse, my brother, co-director, he would always do the picking, I would do the packing.
Yeah.
I'm fast at packing.
But you'd be waiting for Robert to bring you items.
Yeah, Robert would say he's fast at both.
Yeah.
But I was definitely weaker on the picking. I don't know why. I think it's because he's smaller and he's more nimble, whereas I'm like old and decrepit. So reaching down low locations is hard. But Jamie, me and him in a pack off. But Lucas,
oh yeah,
I think he fixed the fucking numbers.
Another Avenue 85 reject there.
Yeah. Yeah, you can say that now. Yeah, that's good. I like
Didn't
that.
even do what?
Yeah.
10 minutes? Didn't even last 10 minutes.
Oh, God. I'm not going to comment on that because he's a current employee. So.
Current being the word. Yeah.
Oh, I love Lucas. But Lucas, I think he fixed the numbers.
Right.
Because Jamie beat me. But the point is that camaraderie. I mean, Jamie didn't beat me, just to be very clear. The numbers were fixed. Because think about it, like, Lucas ain't going to side with me. He's going to side with his warehouse team, isn't he? So, and they got to take the personal wrestling, but the numbers were fixed, just to be clear. Crystal clear. The point is that camaraderie, it's the busy time of year, it's exciting, it's like, and for us, it's the moment in the year where cash starts to, because at this time of year, we've heavily laden up on stock.
Yeah.
Cash has dropped down a bit. I mean, we're still in a good position, so are you, but like, we're like waiting.
Yeah.
We're like,
calm before the storm, isn't it?
Like, our stock is big stock numbers. So at that time of year, stock starts to drop down, cash starts to things, so we can actually see the profit. We start to make money.
Yeah.
Really important time of year for the businesses. So, British Business Fact of the Week. It's pulled out quite an interesting statistic, which I thought, there's two little parts to it. So it says Black Friday 2024, the spending was just exceeded £9.5 billion of cash spent by the UK.
Yeah.
Like people, the populace. So on Black Friday deals, £9.5 billion. Now think about the period last year. We're coming out of when it's still difficult, the economic conditions, but inflation was higher this time last year.
Yes.
Cost of living was high, but we still, as a country, we spent £9.5 billion because people are buying for Christmas. They've been holding off waiting, etc., etc. So it's a very interesting period of time, but less than 40% of small businesses, according to Barclays Business Tracker, say it's a profitable period for them.
Yeah, depends how you approach it, I think.
Exactly. So I think small businesses who are listening to this, like, this is actually interesting because we're talking about it around the time that it's happening. Think about these things. Have you been a busy idiot?
Yeah.
Like, have you tactically pulled the right levers? So we're thinking about this now, and maybe next year we should do 2 episodes on it, one before, one at the moment. A little bit like what we're doing on the goal setting.
Yeah,
kind of, we did that episode last week, and then we're going to talk about in a few episodes about what goals we're actually going to set and like a full bit of an audit and review.
Yeah.
But maybe the same thing should be said about Black Friday. But then the flip side of that, is it overly relevant to all of our listeners? Maybe not. I don't know.
Black Friday is, it depends what line of business you're in. B2B, there probably will be some deals flying around, to encourage customers to sign up, but
yeah, it'd be interesting, like people like Charlie at Workwear Innovation. What's young Charles going to be doing about Black Friday? Is he going to be doing like a special discount for us?
Yeah.
Or is he, I don't know, will he take a margin hit, or will he push a SKU that he's got a special deal on from his supplier and he's just making the same money? I don't know. It's interesting. Who do you think wins on Black Friday? Typically,
typically, I would say the end consumer, the customer, for the deals that they'll be achieving from retailers, because there's different ways of approaching.
Do they actually win?
I think they're spending money. I think it's a big day that's hyped up. Obviously, it was American carried over here, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I think it was generally on white goods originally, as in, home appliances and things like that.
Yeah.
But the customer associates Black Friday. They will hold off spending, and we saw this last year in November. The spending and the revenue uptick, even though it's quite strong at that period of time, we don't see that spike. Obviously, we do over Black Friday, but as it heads into the end of November, we can see the spending curtailing. Like a few days prior to Black Friday, sales will come down and drop.
I agree.
Because customers are thinking, these are going to be cheaper in 3-4 days' time.
Yeah, acquisition cost shoots up as well.
Yeah, because people are spending more to get more visibility. But it's not necessarily correct, the fact that prices drop on Black Friday. if you look, and it's been in the news and whatnot, some retailers actually put their prices up because they know there's higher buying intent from customers thinking they're out there going to be getting the best deal, when really it could be 10 to 15% more than it was a week ago.
I think there's a few things going on there, but what I would comment to answer the question, who really wins, I think the customers, predominantly the consumer, feels like they've won.
Yeah.
Which then, that's like, for me, the big reveal is kind of like, well, actually, are they actually winning? So there's this perceived feeling of, oh, we've got some great deals here, but are they actually great deals?
Yeah, not necessarily.
Because I think a lot of the time, these big brands especially, firstly, they can afford to take the margin hit anyway, because their gross profit margin, say someone like Gymshark, they're always in some kind of sale.
Yeah.
So it's just a regurgitation, but there's more hype around it, potentially more marketing spend. I think the only time customers really get a fantastic deal is where they've been monitoring the price on something and then they visually see it drop.
Yes.
That's immeasurable, I would say. The other, like, flip it on its other side from a business's perspective, I think businesses typically win if it's planned and they're not in a situation where their hand is forced.
Yeah, they have to discount.
So if we've made mistakes as businesses where we've overbought things, or things haven't moved through, or it's not been as revenue generative or profitable in, say, October or early November, I think businesses, it's a real test of the entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Like, can they hold strong and not give away too much margin during that period and hold out? Because basically it kicks off, for people listening, it kicks off then and then it stays busy.
Yeah, it elevates.
It elevates. Our actual busiest time of year is about 2 weeks after.
Same as us. And there's no coincidence, that is it. Yeah. It's 2 weeks after we have a bigger day or bigger weekend that weekend than it is on the actual Black Friday weekend.
Yeah, I think it's like a 30% uplift.
Yeah. What do you put that down to? Because I've got my own assumptions.
Well, I think the consumer holds off for Black Friday to see if it can get a good deal.
Yeah.
And then if it naively thinks, or if it genuinely is getting a good deal, it'll transact. But then typically they then might hold out or shop around a bit.
Yeah.
And then they last minute Christmas buy, and then at that stage it's like, right, well, I need to buy this item, so I'm just going to have to pay for it because the price hasn't dropped.
Correct. That's what I feel is the case on that weekend. I think as it's getting close to the cutoff or perceived cutoff for delivery before Christmas, customers, if it's anything like me, I'm that busy focusing on what's happening at work and making sure the operation's ticking and we're doing the right thing, that I neglect to do any Christmas shopping until the 2 weeks prior to Christmas. I think, oh my God, I need to buy for my whole family, auntie, uncle, the whole extended family. I've not got a present for them. Bloody hell, I need to buy that. And that's where all the money gets spent.
Yeah. It's
interesting time, isn't it?
Yeah. And I think, has it changed much over the last 10 years?
I think it has. I think it's got a bigger event in the fact that it's now more and more publicised. A lot of people participate in it retail wise. Some people are pulled out of it, but I think more for them because there's opportunity there commercially as a business to sell through dead stock, turn that back into cash, which you need to do anyway. And that's a prime opportunity to do it when there's higher buying intent. Or it is time to make some margin because the intent's there and you can still sell at the same discount you were 3 weeks ago and get some more traction on the products.
I think some businesses have kind of got to the point where they have maybe withdrawn from it slightly, and that's because they haven't got Black Friday right historically. So if you're a big business or even a small business or whatever your practice has been, and you look at Black Friday and you go, well, I'm not getting involved in this year, we're not discounting, it's because you've got it right. You've given away a load of margin. It's about how you play it.
Yes.
So the tactics of which we're not going to be overly transparent about, but in short, it'd be like, right, well, we might have you've got to do it for the right reasons. So if you're overstocked in line, right, well, that is a scenario where you can take a margin hit because for cash flow you want it back into cash. So great opportunity. But you wouldn't discount, say, right, I've got a top selling product
just ludicrous.
That's selling all year round. Why would you discount that in Black Friday?
You wouldn't.
So you might remarket it to say it's a part of the Black Friday sale, perhaps.
Yeah.
But the price stays similar.
Yes.
So I think it's a fascinating period. I mean, stress on the business for us.
Yeah.
How do you generally feel about because I feel quite confident about my business right now.
Yeah.
How are you comfortable at the moment? How are things generally going?
No, if I'm honest, no, because we've had a proper stress test in September.
September was wild, wasn't it?
Unbelievable.
It was yeah.
It was September was busier than our December last year, which is obviously
Really, I didn't know that. That's a good statistic.
Yeah, it's massive.
So you've already had your peak.
That's what I mean.
So it's all downhill.
But no, well, this is the thing, because at the point I was like, oh my god,
oh fuck.
Yeah. Then I'm thinking, oh my god, if we get the seasonal uplift that we get at Christmas on top of this, we'll be 24/7. Well, in September we were 7 days a week anyway. I was doing 6 days a week. The operation was 7 days a week, and then we had to adjust opening hours for the warehouse. Start early, finish work all the way through to 9 o'clock at night and things like that.
I'm going to ask you a question which you might not want to answer.
Go. Do
you not think it's time for a night shift at Avenue 85?
I think you know what, valid point. I think in peak, I think that's the only way to keep the customers served, keep the customers happy, keep the operation flowing. Because we were coming into issues where we had thousands of orders backlogged, which is fantastic on one hand. On the other hand, it's, oh my god, we can't let these customers down.
And it's that balance with the offers and driving the revenue and doing discounts.
Well, we withdrew. Prices actually went up during that period because it was like, oh my god, supply and demand, isn't it? So there's a load of demand out there, limited supply in terms of the products quantity we've got. So if we edge the price up, no means was it ridiculous. It was just putting up, a few pounds here and there, because also we had a massive increase in cost. We had to recruit 10 extra warehouse operatives, so they need paying for. And also extended hours, so we're paying overtime to.
Because as we went into September, we both felt that September was going to be hard this year.
Yeah, we definitely
because we had a blockbuster September last year because of rain and what have you.
Yeah.
So going into this year, it was like, are we going to see the same uplift? Probably not. So we were like, let's staff it for last year, both of our businesses.
Yeah, exactly.
But for you, it really exploded, probably partially to do with TikTok and the marketplaces. For us, we were busy as well. Massively smashed it last year.
Yeah.
October's been a bit flatter. We're up. You guys are up a little bit, but I think it's going to be interesting as we head into November that time. So that when we listen to this episode, I think it's going to explode for us.
Yeah,
that's my prediction. I think it's going to be. I'm glad we've got the night shift in place. I'm glad we've hired early because I think it's going to get pretty busy because we've added so many different things to the websites and there's additional websites. So I think it's going to be pretty wild. And I don't think we'll have to discount. I think Robert's got a real good control on stock as well. So I don't think we'll have to discount on specific lines to clear them through. So I think tactically we're sat in a really strong position. So it's actually not about Black Friday. It's about what's happened before.
Yeah. What position are you in as you head into that peak period?
Exactly.
Dictates, are you going to have to drop your pants and reduce your prices and make no money and be a busy fool? Or can you take the opportunity where actually there's a massive surge in demand out there, buyer intent-wise. You can actually maintain your prices, potentially put them up slightly.
Well, this is exactly it. So for you boys, like if the ship is creaking slightly because you're fucking growing so much already, you probably won't. You want to serve your customers and be out there and be visible and all the rest of it, but if anything, it's a great profit opportunity for you.
And you need to make the money at this time of year because there's certain months where
you don't fucking make any money.
Yeah, equally where we're subsidising the businesses. We're losing money in in chunks of 2-3 months where it's quiet because our fixed overhead is our fixed overhead.
Yeah,
you can't do anything about it. So
so it's an important time of year. But if you've done well over parts of the year, then it's a stable period. If you've had a bad year, then it's about an opportunity to turn cash and stock into cash and all the rest of it. So it depends, really. So smaller businesses, different businesses, like my opinion, I'll share that in a moment. But how do you think like the average business owner should consider or think about Black Friday if you're not online, if you're more a bricks and mortar, or like do you breeze through it without any offers? If you've got some kind of digital strategy where you are able to target your customers via email or social, should you have on those channels some offers? What do you think?
Yeah, no, 100%. I think, anyone that's retail led, I think you have to have some form of offer. And how you structure that's down to, what capability have you got in terms of your margin available in your products? Can you offer some incentive to get customers to transact? If you capture a customer, that we certainly approach it as well this way, that if you capture a customer during that period, you've got the option then, you've got the information, email, you can add them to your email database, remarket to them with offers in the future. and trying to get them to transact with you another time and another time after that. So it can be a recruitment time of year in terms of recruiting more customers to your database.
Yeah.
How about you? How do you feel on the?
I think you've got to be visible.
Yeah.
I think so. Regardless of what sector you're in, I think you do have to have some level of like offering for Black Friday from a digital perspective. I think if you're bricks and mortar, is it necessary? It depends on the business, obviously. I think that's a big factor. But I think if you are digital in some form, you could either go down the anti-Black Friday marketing.
Yeah.
So you could go down the side of like, we don't discount, but our products are fantastic quality.
Yeah.
This is things. So if you want longevity and that's your business style, then you can market it in that way. Or you can get on the bandwagon and do some kind of limited offers and deals on specific things that work for your small business.
Yes.
So I think that's like, it needs to be intelligent, not a let's slap 10% on the checkout.
Off
everyone
everything.
gets 10% off. Like, it's just fucking lazy.
Yeah, as you spoke earlier about your best-selling products, why would you discount your best-selling product? Like, there's no need. It's selling as it is. It's the stuff that isn't. Or source products from your supplier, which is what we will do and we do, where they've got a backlog and overstock and they're willing to do a deal and an offer to us in terms of the cost price, so we can then pass that saving over to the customer and they still get a massive saving off the RRP in terms of a discount. That's definitely one thing we do.
Yeah, it's a fascinating period.
Yeah,
I love it.
It's a great time of year.
Yeah. Do you think, like, from a longevity perspective, that Black Friday will be around forever?
Yeah, in some capacity and form, I think. Yeah, we're going to have Black Friday. Obviously, the bolted on Cyber Monday, which is just dressed up as it's the Monday after Black Friday.
Just keeps going,
Yeah. Obviously, there's this thing that's come over from China, Singles Day, which is 11th of November, if I'm right with that. That's becoming a bigger event. There's all sorts of these different sales events that are occurring.
Created by capitalism.
Yeah, great, isn't it?
Yeah,
Christmas Day sale, Boxing Day sale, New Year's Day sale. I mean,
January
sale.
End of winter sale.
Yeah, mid-season sale. Yeah. Like, it's just like the retail calendar. It is it's sales.
Yeah. So this is it. So I had a bit of a back and forth with ChatGPT about this. We had a bit of an argument because it seems to have fallen into a bit of a negative habit of framing the ChatGPT question around, can ChatGPT do this better than a human? And so I gave it some shit after this episode. I was like, that I'll accept it because I'm going to ridicule you publicly. But moving forward, I expect better questions. That was my response to it.
Really? What did it say?
Yeah.
Did
so it says, can ChatGPT write better Black Friday copy than a human?
Yeah.
Like, I'm just like, fuck off. Like, put a bit more effort in.
Yeah, I like it.
So I gave it a load of shit after that. So the next week's question, I think, or the week after, like, they are a lot better because I think it needs to be. But anyway, can ChatGPT write better Black Friday copy than a human? So the AI pivot on this. What do you think about copy and AI?
I don't know. I think because it's new. It's not new. It's been around for a few years, isn't it? But in terms of the uptake and how many people actually use it and are feeding it information so it can actually learn, I don't know. I think for the next couple of years, something more authentic from a human being in terms of copy for sale events might be better.
The way I would look at it is, can ChatGPT write better Black Friday copy than a human? Yes, if. No, if. So yes, if we're talking about an average human.
Yeah.
So the average person, yes, it fucking can.
Me. Yeah,
it's also if it's correctly prompted as well.
Well, exactly, yeah. So my point is that yes, if it's against the average human, or yes, if it's correctly prompted, it's been provided with context about your business, it understands your branding, your marketing, X or Y.
Yeah.
If it's up against a human that is a professional copywriter and they understand brand and they understand the business, I would argue not. So this is where sometimes businesses that are perhaps lazily reliant upon ChatGPT,
fair,
maybe a little bit like this podcast. So I've become a little bit lazily reliant on it. If you don't challenge it, you get shit like that.
Yeah, fair.
Which for me, I don't think that's a punchy enough question.
No.
It's like, we're putting all this effort in. We're like, come on.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Something. Yeah.
Give us a bit more meat on the bone.
Yeah.
Come on.
I agree.
But I think we've made a good segment of that now.
Yeah.
That's worked quite well.
Yeah.
What do you think? So it's asked a couple of funny questions here, which actually are quite good. But So people's mailboxes at this time of year,
Yeah, email.
bit
mailboxes.
chaotic.
Yeah.
Do you think that's a bit of a problem? Like
Ye-
it's asking around the question of like, is it just like noise at this time of year for the
Yeah.
consumer a little bit?
Yeah, you got to cut through the noise, haven't you? Because I think, because I went to we use a email sending platform. I went to their event end of October last year, and they were talking exactly about this. And the volume of emails that in that given day, it's like marketing
Obscene.
emails. Yeah, it's 50 plus per user inbox type thing.
But the flip side of it is the consumer is looking for deals. So
Oh yeah, they're expecting it.
open rate actually increases on Black Friday, even though
Yeah.
the volume increases. So
Yeah,
Morgan will get 70 emails from all the
definitely.
brands, the dungarees. He's wearing really great. I had to get it in. He's wearing these dungarees today,
Still
which
on
I
the
think are top
dungarees.
tier, to be honest with you. I'm a big
Thank
fan,
you.
but Tom was being a bit rude earlier. He was saying that they
I thought
were,
the paint and decorators here. What's going on here? Like,
To be fair, I have been painting
There
and
we go.
decorating.
yeah,
this new
yeah,
year.
that's actually.
It's fitting. It's
Yeah,
fitting.
Morgan's making those marginal gains, ready for getting more and more customers in the
Yeah,
new year
it's good.
with their New Year's resolutions
Yeah.
after Black Friday and Christmas. They'll be like, I'm going to do a podcast this year. I'm going to
The
do
question
40
is,
episodes.
should I have a Black Friday deal on podcasting?
No, I don't think
No.
you should. I think you should do anti-Black Friday marketing. That'd be my opinion, because you don't want to give
Ooh.
away margin.
Yeah, see, I was even thinking of doing like Groupons. I was talking to somebody who used to work at Groupon, and he was saying that like the amount of new customers you can get from setting something like that up,
Potentially,
so many different options.
you want high quality recurring revenue. That's what you want. You want more
yeah,
customers like us,
usually
really.
getting people in. It's the first episode.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
This
yeah.
is what we were talking about on the last episode, but getting somebody in for one is probably the hardest thing.
Well, an offer I think you should consider
Mm-hmm.
is that, right, so it's easier to get people to come and do their first episode and pay for it. It's slightly harder to get someone to come back the second time. So what you could do is say, right, listen, it's a getting started podcast agreement where you pay upfront for the first 3 filming periods and you get a 5% discount.
yeah,
Something like that could work really well as like a introductory offer.
yeah.
But then the counter to that is, do you enter into a situation whereby you're then opening yourself to discounting? So you've got to be very disciplined with it. But
I mean, the interesting thing that I learned about the whole Groupon thing is that something like I think it was like 20 to 50% of people don't claim the Groupon, and so even if you discount it, you end up making up the cash just from the from the people that don't end up actually claiming it. If you have like a specific day, if I said, right, Monday, you can have a discounted amount, but it has to be this one specific Monday in a month. Sometimes people are just going to go, well, I can't make it.
depends what your goals are, I suppose. Maybe you could do Groupon editing discounts. I don't know. But so Black Friday, that's our thoughts. We're heading into it. Key takeaways: Black Friday is optional, not mandatory. I do agree with that, but
Yeah,
I think it is mandatory if you're an online retailer. Unfortunately, the space that we're in. I think it's also said like your brand isn't built or broken in one weekend, but it is if you've mismanaged it all the way through the year.
Yeah.
So that's my counter to its point there. And then it finishes off. ChatGPT says profit and peace of mind versus panic sales and burnout.
Yeah.
You're balancing those different things. So
Yeah.
So next week, sneak peek on what we're doing on episode 42. I wanted to use the analogy of consistency in business, and I've talked about running because it's something that I'm into at the moment. And actually, Tom is training for his first marathon.
Training. Depends what you mean by training.
Yeah.
I bought the shoes 3 weeks ago.
Have I not told you what your gift was for episode 40?
No.
I've signed you up for a marathon,
Oh,
mate.
Christ. Right. Yeah. Yeah.
I haven't, but I might. That'd be a good
As long as I
gift,
can
wouldn't
walk it, that's fine.
Yeah, no. Well, I mean, I did walk a little bit of mine. I fucked up my hydration and my fuel. It was a bit of a nightmare, but I ran most of it. Yeah. So next week we're talking about businesses like running consistency.
Yeah.
Kind of beats your pace. So like, it's great being like really fast, but are you doing it consistently?
Yeah.
And that's like what we're going to talk about next week. So we'll see you on the next one.
Thank you.
Cheerio.